members of the Region 10 family, staff members from Midcoast Senior Health Center, Horizons Living and Rehab Center, Avita of Brunswick, and all our guests, welcome. Phew, what a year. We can't believe it is June, and we are just meeting all of you families. Usually we've seen you 3, 4, 5 times, but it's really nice to see you all today. A few introductions as we get started. I am Mrs. McMahon, or Mrs. M, or maybe you've heard me called something else. And hopefully you have read a few emails from me this year. Mrs. Field. Mrs. Field is holding down the fort over there, is our clinical supervisor. She's our COVID nurse extraordinaire and consistent advisor. You will meet other members of the Region 10 staff as we continue. Please take a moment to look around at our beautiful surroundings. This garden was cleaned up. This walkway was revealed after having so much dirt and grass on it by the Foundations of Technology group. This arch was made for us special by that group. They made these plant stands for us, all so the CNAs would have something really special this afternoon. As we begin our ceremony, I invite Mr. Stivers, the Assistant Director of Region 10, to the podium to introduce our Certified Nursing Assistant students.
Thank you, Commander. Aquina Van Brew. J. Lee Sturgeon. Ava Saxton. Morgan Ruff. Abigail Lucas. Megan Humes. Victoria Hersey. Kyla Havey. Alexa Harvey. Oliver Hamilton. Autumn Golding. Michaela Garapi. Gage Elwell cannot be here tonight, but we want to recognize Gage. Matthew Duhane. Emily Davison. Samantha Corliss-Pothman. Alexis Brillant. Bridget Bartles. Carly Ann Bailey. Hillary Babb. Jaden Austin. And Grace Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Stivers. The students are supposed to take their seat, but they're already sitting, so it's okay. We're so glad you're all here. Our day often started with a bit of inspiration, or maybe a funny kid's joke, or a bad dad's joke, along with a direction for the day. Throughout the ceremony, the students will share with you a favorite quote that they have selected. Carly, will you begin for us, please?
Hi, thank you all for coming. They may forget your name, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Thank you.
Thank you, Carly. As you can imagine, this year has been more of a roller coaster than in past years. And these students have rocked and rolled with many changes. Some days they were remote, others I was remote, then they were in person, and other days I was the only one in person. And through it all, they completed all requirements to sit for the Maine State Certified Nursing Assistant exam. They cared for their residents like they were their own family. They comforted, laughed, and learned so much from another generation. All of this took time, determination, a bit of humor, and sometimes lots of cajoling from all of us. They could not have done it alone, and they wish to thank you for your support and TLC. To all of you, thank you so much. Students, please have a seat. I would like to introduce Mr. Perzanowski, the Superintendent Director of Region 10, for a few words.
Thank you, Joanne. Good evening, families and honorees. None of us knew what to expect of this school year when we began last fall. Yet here we are together, celebrating the success of our CNA students. As we traveled on our unknown roads this year, we celebrated small successes and attempted to find humor in the ever-changing landscape. Our experiences sometimes lack logic and reminded me of many of Yogi Berra's quotes that have been passed down through the years. Such gems as, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. No one goes there nowadays, it's too crowded. Always go to other people's funerals, otherwise they won't come to yours. And last, the ever popular and quite apropos for a pandemic, it ain't over till it's over. This celebration is a step to proclaiming that we are collectively moving to healthy and happy times, and it took our work together to make it happen. Congratulations, and my sincere thanks for all your efforts.
Thank you, Mr. Perzanowski, for your kind words and your patience this year as we quickly move through the alphabet with our plans, both in the clinical setting and in the classroom. I think Mr. Perzanowski was starting to cringe when Mrs. Field and I would walk into his office and say, "We were thinking," or "We have an idea." Maybe there was a little bit of a groan too. I think he's glad we made it to this day. I want to tell you a little bit about the CNA program and how these students have had to get from September to now. These students started in September with the knowledge they would have to complete 90 hours of seat time to take the CNA. An additional 20 hours was spent in the CNA practicing lab. They have made beds, both unoccupied and the dreaded occupied. They have practiced feeding a friend or a family member, bathing, safe transports, and of course, the shaving of a balloon. Followed by some of you getting shaved at home. Thank you to all of you that played such an important part this year in skills development. Our students have had the opportunity to hone their skills in our learning lab. The equipment in our lab is a close facsimile to what they use in the clinical area. We purchased many pieces of equipment this year to ensure we would be able to have full sets of equipment for each bedside to allow the students to practice in a safe manner with COVID restrictions. There were days that clinical rotations were canceled due to the needs of the facilities, or schools were quarantined. So we thought fast. We conducted clinical skills or demonstrations in front of a smart TV. Sometimes my alter ego, Mrs. Plunkmeyer, made an appearance. With Ursula, her CNA, aka Mrs. Field, to teach the students about cleanliness, proper resident care, Mrs. Field wrote and produced these awesome adventures. If you have not seen any of Mrs. Plunkmeyer's adventures, ask your son or daughter to show you. Talk about getting outside our comfort zone for our students. There was one day I was standing in the office and I had a gray wig on, I had a cane, I had a Johnny hospital gown on, and Mr. Przanowski said, "Who is that lady up there?" And they said, "It's just Joanne." And he said, "Okay." So it's kind of what we did. All of the practice skills the students learned at school prepared them for their 70 hours of clinical rotation time at Horizons Living and Rehab Center and Midcoast Parkview Senior Health Center. It was a race to work around quarantines, facility closures, and more. But these students did it. We got creative and it worked. They have also earned 4 college credits from Southern Maine Community College, free college credits, for successfully completing requirements of both Introduction to Healthcare Professions and Introduction to Health Sciences. We are so thankful to Horizons and Senior Health Center for their flexibility in helping us maintain our clinical hours in creative ways. They allowed us to practice. They treated us as staff. They COVID tested without cost to us. This did not happen throughout the state. We are so fortunate to have had them in our corner. And I see some from Midcoast Senior Health Center over in the corner. Wave, everybody. Anybody from Horizons? No? We couldn't have done it without you, and we thank you so very, very much for keeping us in your corner. Oliver will now read a quote he picked for today.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Thanks.
He didn't like any of the ones I had. So this is what you've been waiting for, the order of presentation. At this time, we will have our pinning ceremony. Mrs. Field, will you please come forward? Mrs. Field is a huge part of our Region 10 family. We are so thankful she has been able to impart so much of her expertise with us over the years as a CNA clinical supervisor. She's really happy to be standing here. As a COVID nurse this year, she made sure we were all within the guidelines set by the CDC, the state of Maine, and the Department of Education. That's a job. And we're so thankful. I'm so thankful she was doing it all. Each student will step forward through this beautiful handmade arch, as their name is called, stay present for their CNA pin and their picture, and the students will come from alternating sides. Mr. McMahon will get pictures, and I will make sure that those get to everybody. We have a small note to the order printed in the program. Our students are tackling a tough curriculum and also playing sports and working. We will go out of order for students whose teams have taken the field already tonight and are anxiously awaiting their teammates. So we'd like to start with Morgan Ruff. Morgan is a junior at Mount Ararat High School and is planning to apply for a CNA position at Midcoast Hospital. In the future, Morgan plans to pursue a career in nursing as a labor and delivery nurse. She said her favorite part of clinical was getting to know the residents over time and knowing what their needs were, so she could be independent within the scope of a CNA student. Good luck today, Morgan. Oliver Hamilton. Ollie is a junior at Brunswick High School. He will return next year to Region 10 and attend the Emergency Medical Technician program. His future plans include being a medical first responder or serving in the military. When asked about his favorite part of clinical, he stated, every day with Mrs. M is like a magic school bus adventure with Miss Frizzle. I think that's a compliment. All right, back to the program. Where are you? Okay. Grace Anderson. Grace is a senior at Freeport High School. She will attend the University of Orono in the fall to pursue a degree in nursing with a focus in obstetrics. Her favorite memory is going to the CNA lab and practicing skills. Jaden Sage Austin. Jaden is a junior at Mount Ararat High School. She has been working as a resident care assistant at the Highlands in Topsom. She will attend Region 10 next year in the pre-apprenticeship program. She plans to attend college after high school, pursuing a career as a midwife. One of her favorite memories of clinical was promoting the quality of life by helping a resident at Horizons wrap presents for Mother's Day. Hillary Babb. Hillary is a senior at Mount Ararat High School. She will be attending University of New England in Biddeford in the fall, majoring in nursing. Hillary is also a certified emergency medical technician and is a junior firefighter EMT on the Richmond Fire Department. She said that her favorite part of the class was what I refer to as the Hillary and Morgan show. And as a note, there were only 2 students in this cohort, and I never knew what kind of adventure they would take me on day to day. Carly Ann Bailey. Carly is a junior at Mount Ararat High School. She will return to Region 10 in the pre-apprenticeship program next year. She plans to attend college after high school, majoring in the nursing field, and eventually as a labor and delivery nurse. She is currently seeking employment at Midcoast Senior Health Center. Her favorite part of clinical was getting to know each of her residents. Bridget Faith Bartel. Bridget is a junior at Brunswick High School. She will return to Region 10 for the Emergency Medical Technician program in the fall. She plans to work as a CNA this summer and is looking forward to attending college, majoring in nursing after high school. Her favorite memory of clinical is the excitement of her first clinical day, and they're not always excited on that first day. Alexis Berlin. Lexi is a junior at Mount Ararat High School. She is currently working as a resident care assistant at the Highlands. Her future plan of being a pediatric nurse combines 2 interests that give her a great deal of fulfillment: caring for children and the medical field. Lexi will return to Region 10 next year in the pre-apprenticeship program. Her favorite part of clinical is that she got to experience this class and the challenges of clinical with her best friends. Samantha Corliss Bothan. Did I do it? Okay. We've been practicing. Sammy is a junior at Mount Ararat High School. She will return to Region 10 next year in the pre-apprenticeship programs. After high school, she will attend a college to pursue a degree in nursing. Her favorite part of the class, she said, was learning everything from Mrs. M. Emily Davison. Emily is a junior at Brunswick High School. She is currently working as a resident care assistant at the Highlands. She will return to Region 10 next year in the pre-apprenticeship program. She plans to pursue a degree in nursing and is also considering becoming a pediatrician. During her clinical rotation, she really enjoyed meeting residents and the staff at both facilities. Matthew Duhane. Woo! Matty is a junior at Brunswick High School. He plans to attend Region 10 next year in the Emergency Medical Technician program. He is planning to continue working as a CNA this summer and making time for the beach. Matty is currently employed at Avita of Brunswick. He plans to continue to increase his experience in the medical field and hopes to join the Navy after high school. His favorite parts of class were the discussions of the material and Mrs. M's made-up medical Jeopardy because they were in-depth and also fun to participate in. You know, when I came in the morning and said, I thought of something this morning, we're gonna do this, it was like, but I thought they were the best things in the world. Gage Elwell. Although Gage cannot be here tonight, he's attending his scholarship award ceremony at Lisbon High School. Gage is a senior at Lisbon High School. He will attend University of New England in the fall, majoring in pre-med. He plans to work as a CNA during his time at UNE, and his ultimate goal is to become a trauma surgeon. Michaela Garapi. Michaela is a junior at Mount Ararat High School. She is planning to apply for a CNA job in the Brunswick area. She will be returning to Region 10 next year in the Emergency Medical Technician program. Her future goal is to become an ER nurse. Her favorite part of class was the teamwork needed to practice skills and learn the material. She said, Carly made Quizlets to help us study, and even though we were in separate clinical groups, we still felt like a team. Autumn Golding. Autumn is a senior at Freeport High School. She is planning to work as a CNA this summer in the Freeport area. In the fall, she will attend Clark University in Massachusetts, where she will play field hockey and pursue a degree in biochemistry or pre-med. Her favorite memory of class is everyone dressing up for Halloween, keeping it normal in an abnormal time. Alexa Harvey. Alexa is a senior at Freeport High School. She has already begun her college career with online college classes. This fall, she will be attending the University of Maine in Orono in their honors nursing program. She has a desire to be a traveling nurse so she can help people all around the country. Her favorite part of clinical was seeing how happy it made the residents when the students talked with them. This was really important this year since visitation was very limited due to COVID restrictions. She remembers an especially fun interaction with a resident at Horizons who loves gardening, and they spent time naming his plants. Kyla Havey. Kyla is a junior at Freeport High School. She is planning to work as a CNA this summer with plans to pursue a degree in nursing after high school. Her favorite part of clinical was how empowering it was to find you have the skills you need to really help someone and how important it was to the residents. Victoria Hersey. Tori is a junior at Mount Ararat High School. She is currently working as a residential care assistant at the Highlands, but sees herself pursuing a career in nursing like her mom. She would like to work in the emergency department. Megan Humes. Megan is a junior at Freeport High School. She is planning on working as a CNA this summer and will pursue a nursing degree after high school, which she will use as a pediatric oncology nurse at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Her favorite part of clinical was being able to spend some quality time with residents while assisting them with nail care and helping with a painting activity. Abigail Lucas. Abby is a senior at Mount Ararat High School. This summer, she is going to continue her work as a private care aide. She will go on to nursing school and would like to be a nurse in the emergency department or with Life Flight. One of her favorite parts of class, she said, was Mrs. Flunkmeyer's adventures because they were funny, but you're still learning. It's schoolwork, but you can do it at home. Ava Saxton. Ava is a junior at Mount Ararat High School. She will return to the pre-apprenticeship program at Region 10 next year. In the future, she plans to work as an obstetrics or pediatric nurse. Her favorite memory of clinical was being able to get 3 residents at Horizons bundled up, take them for a walk outside with Jaden and Michaela. That's teamwork. Quality of life activities are always important in long-term care facilities, but especially this year during COVID. Jaylee Sturgeon. Jaylee is a junior at Brunswick High School. She is currently working at the Highlands as a resident care aide and also lobstering. She wants to pursue a career in nursing just as her mom did. Her favorite part of the clinical rotations was being recognized by residents her mom has cared for. She said, "It made me realize that caregivers really make an impact on their residents." Aquina Van Brew. Aquina is a senior at Freeport High School. This summer, she will be working with Richmond EMS as an EMT. She was certified as an EMT last year. In the fall, she will attend University of New England, majoring in pre-med, and she would like to be a surgeon. My pages turned there for a minute. I got a little nervous. I thought I forgot somebody. Congratulations to all our newly pinned certified nursing assistant. I still have to call them students because unfortunately the exam results are not in. And some schools have been waiting 2 weeks already. I promise you, as soon as I find out, the students will know. So congratulations, you guys. Our students have excelled in class, but also are working towards their future. All of the staff at the clinical facilities took us seriously when we said that we needed a village this year to assist the students in earning their clinical hours. We are so thankful to you, and we also are thankful to Miss Jean Palmer-Smith for designing the beautiful invitations you received, to Mr. Giroux's class that cleaned, filled, planted this beautiful garden, and made the arch so we would have this area for our ceremony. To Ingrid Hill, who assisted in the crafting of the arch, but also drew the beautiful caduceus that you see that metal fab and welding cut out on the front of our planners. Mr. St. Dennis's class in welding cut those for us. To Kelly Gardner, our executive office assistant. If it needs to be done, Kelly gets it done. For making sure we had our applications in, filling out forms for us, and especially having enough foresight to see the beauty of this garden under its previous coat of leaves and yuck. Our alumni, Ainsley Lucas and Ashlyn Beebe, who have been assisting us today. To all of you who have given so much time, energy, and support to us this year, thank you. Alexa will read an inspiration from Leo Fiscalia.
Too often, we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest accomplishment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around. Thank you.
At this time, the students have asked to make a few presentations. It's not in my book. I have no idea what's going to happen. So, anyone coming? I got some papers here. I don't know.
Good afternoon. My name is Abigail Lucas. I am a senior at Mount Ararat High School. I was excited when given the opportunity to speak in front of all of you today. The main purpose of my speech is to give a few regards about Miss McMahon and Miss Field and how much dedication they put into our program. However, there is a few other thank yous that I'd like to put out before that. First of all, thank you all for attending our ceremony today. This year has been one heck of a year, and we're just glad that we can be here with you all today. None of this would be possible without all of the instructors that we have today, the administration, and all of you sitting in front of us. Mrs. Field, it has been an honor to learn from you. You have continued to teach me and my fellow classmates and I the character it takes to be a part of the healthcare profession. You are the perfect example of how much selflessness it takes to be a part of that field. We are so thankful for the important lessons you have taught us, along with planning, coordinating, and carrying out many unique teaching techniques throughout this whole year. Before I give my regards for Miss M, there are a few other staff members that deserve a quick thank you. Mr. Bellino, it has been quite an honor to have you teaching right next to us and co-learning from you. A few other have not been able to attend today, but Mr. Darling is one who would always stop by for a quick laugh and dad joke. Mr. Danforth for teaching us CPR, mandated reporter, and first aid training. Mr. Stivers and Mr. Persnowski for continuously accommodating to our ever-changing needs. Hopefully this is Miss M's Plan Z for the year, but we're unsure. And Kelly Gardner in the main office for keeping us all in place, along with a huge thank you to Mr. Drew and Mrs. Hill for creating this atmosphere that we're in today. Although I hit most of the majority of all of the staff members, if Miss M gets an idea, you all better watch your email, because I'm sure you have the potential of being a part of it. Miss M, it has been an incredibly amazing experience to learn from you. My fellow classmates and I thought the best way to introduce you to our guests was allowing them to hear a few special moments from this year. If any of you know Miss M, you'll know that anything she's involved in probably involves either some sort of party or glitter. Miss M brings her bright personality into everything she does. She creates a fun atmosphere in a CNA business which does not always involve sparkle. A great memory we all had of Miss M was dressing up in Halloween outfits with full gowns, gloves, masks, and face shields. This was also when Miss M revealed to us that the staff members referred to her van parking as princess parking. This winter, Miss M had foot surgery, so she was left to a scooter. We had to chase her down the hallway yelling, "You gotta slow down!" She was off and running with that. After this, Mrs. Flunkmeyer was developed, a creation of Mrs. Field and Mrs. M. She was a geriatric resident, and the character was played by Mrs. M with a CNA played by Mrs. Field. She dressed up with robes, wigs, and had a script which her witty personality developed a very opinionated resident, and we were taught how to work in any situation that was given to us. Earlier this spring, we were doing a self-care unit where Miss M revealed to us that her dirty secret was after class, if she had a bad day, she would be making a trip to Joann Fabrics. This became an ongoing joke that we had, that if it got a little bit rowdy in our classroom, we would say, "Miss M, I think today is a Joann Fabrics day."
It's very true.
The most recent experience was, I don't know if the administration over there knows about this, but we were doing tie-dye in her classroom. She ran around the classroom with a kitchen towel soaking up all the excess before we stained everything.
It's a really nice towel now.
These are just a few of the experiences we've had with Mrs. M. She continues to be a great educator and nurse throughout her whole career. We are incredibly grateful to have learned from such a well-respected individual. Thank you for everything and the lifelong lessons you have and experiences we have learned from you. We wish you your best in your next future adventures. With lots of love, your 2021 class. Certified nursing assistant.
Yeah, they say, is anyone else speaking? Or are we all set? Tori, oh, Tori's coming. Okay, see, I don't know.
I have no idea how I'm going to top that one. Hi everyone, I'm Tori, and I just wanted to say some thanks to our teachers. I'm a part of the very first class of the week. Happy Monday morning, Miss M. Here's some trouble. Well, mainly Gage and Ollie, but they're not here. But we would all like to say a few words of thanks to Miss M and Miss Field, as they have both been wonderful teachers and supporters throughout this crazy year. At the beginning of the year, everything was different and everything was new, and we had no clue, well, of what to do. But they supported us through it all, whether it was a pat on the back or a push in the right direction. I truly believe I would not have been able to get through this year successfully without the help of my two amazing teachers. And so, my classmates and myself would like to say thank you to Miss M and Miss Field, to Mr. Persnowski and Mr. Stivers, along with Mr. Danforth, and to everyone that helped us make this happen. Thank you all so much for giving us the opportunity to be successful young kids and having our backs when we needed it.
Thank you to each of you for your support and encouragement throughout this year. To our newly pinned nursing assistants, a few words from Dr. Seuss. You know Dr. Seuss had to come today.
Dr. Seuss Day.
Yes, it's Dr. Seuss Day. See, someone else gets it. You have brains in your head. You have feet on your you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who'll decide where you go. This concludes our ceremony, and thank you so much for attending. Ainsley, who is in the back, she's an alumni of Region 10 and CNA, has some fresh baked cookies. So please stop by the table up there and grab a cookie on your way out. They were baked by the Culinary Arts program. Again, thank you so very, very much for being here tonight.